Hello everybody, this is Mr. Arocena, and today's video I will go over my picks for the Final Fantasy XIV fan favorite music poll. There's a lot to choose from and it was hard to narrow it down to just 10. My picks and reasonings are coming up, but first a quick reminder that we do other Final Fantasy XIV related videos here, and Penny and I would love it if you hit the subscribe button. Also hit the notification bell so you know when the next part of our adventure gets uploaded. Now I won't play the entirety of all the tracks, but I will put links in the description and will take you to them. Torn from the Heavens. This is one of Final Fantasy XIV's Fate boss themes. This is also used for some boss fights as well, most notably during the Relic Weapon quest chain when you face off against the Chimera and the Hydra. I like this track because it does a great job of pumping you up and making you feel ready to take on anything. So I often use it as the first song whenever I start a long night of marking. Nemesis. This is the final dungeon boss theme for many of the early dungeons. Like Torn from the Heavens, it has a great build-up to get you ready to fight and continues with a heart-pumping beat to keep you pumped up for the rest of the fight. Through the Maelstrom. This is the song that's played during Phase 2 of the Leviathan fight. I chose this because I spent a lot of time fighting Leviathan just so I could get the Wave Axe. And also for playing Extreme mode, it's a very difficult fight. Fun, but considering you could fall off at any moment, the music gives the fight an amazing sense of urgency. Battle of the Big Bridge. This is a flashback to Final Fantasy V, actually. By now you can probably guess at the common theme to my pick so far. Like the previous three, this track builds you up for a big fight and gives you a feeling of urgency once you're in the fight to finish it. One of my favorite tracks to mark assignments too, because sometimes I let those marking piles get really large and it seems like a huge struggle to mark them all, especially if they're all done poorly. Dragonsong. A little different from the first four. My favorite track from Heavensward because it gets played at an absolutely pivotal moment in the story of the Dragonsong War and is the perfect track for that moment. The only complaint I have about this part of the story is that I felt like I needed to fight that battle right away, but then I had to wait for a while for the duty finder, so it kind of took some of the emotion out of that scene. Still, great song, and I usually play it at the end of an evening of marking as a sign of triumph.
Wa'il and Stra and In. And lay cum an les in.
Two souls intertwined, one true love they did find, bringing land and heaven's near, but flames that burn full bright.
I Am the Sea. This is the day theme for Limsa Lominsa. Limsa was my starting city, and because of the super efficient layout, it's the city I spent the most time in of all the major cities. Quite a relaxing tune and allows me to stay in town for a while. Crimson Sunrise. This is the day theme for Kugane, the most recent major city to be created. I haven't actually spent that much time in this location compared to Limsa, but I really like the tempo, nation flavor of this track. This track has become the default track for all of my orchestrions. Cyan's theme, or I guess otherwise known as Doma's theme. This pick was a pure nostalgia pick for me. For those who don't know, Cyan was a character in Final Fantasy VI who lived in a kingdom called Doma. Doma fell to the Empire through treachery and Cyan vowed to avenge everyone, which leads to an interesting part of the game where you end up suplexing a train. Yeah, that was a fun yet weird part of that particular game. Triumph. Back to boss themes, this time from Stormblood. I really like this one because it goes so well with the big boss battles in Stormblood, and also some of the big story battles that happen during the main story quest of Stormblood. This last pick took a while to decide. Like, there's a lot of tracks available to pick from for Final Fantasy XIV. I think it holds the Guinness Book of World Records for most tracks in a video game. So it's really hard to pick this final one. I ended up settling on Stone and Steel from the Heavensward soundtrack. This particular track is played in many of the heroic quest moments in Heavensward, and it did a great job of making those moments feel truly epic. This is one of my favorite parts where this song gets played. It's near the end of the Dragonsong War, and I don't really have to say much, but once the music starts playing, it just really sets the mood for the rest of this fight. I'll have an honorable mention pick number 11. This one, if it was available, I would have picked this. It would go to the original version of Answers, so the one played during the opening cinematic of A Realm Reborn. This version unfortunately doesn't appear on any of the soundtracks, so I couldn't vote for it. I like this track a lot because I think it's one of the main reasons Penny wanted to play the game. She often asks us to play it when we're going on a car ride, and we'll often sing along to the parts that she remembers. Anyways, those were my picks for the Final Fantasy XIV fan favorite voting. To see Penny's picks, see the description below. Question for the viewers, what tracks did you end up voting for? Let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and please support our channel by subscribing and sharing this video. Penny and I love playing Final Fantasy XIV and sharing our adventures with everybody. Bye for now.